Hello viewers, welcome to your program. It is Economic Insights and I'm your host, Paul Kingsley. In continuation with the ongoing report we are doing on housing deficits in Nigeria, today you agree with me that we are having over 17 million housing deficits. Now with us on the program is a company that are doing so well in the real estate sector. I'm talking of Seman Global Project Limited, and we shall be interviewing the Managing Director CEO in person of Nweze Stephen Maxwell, discussing on this issue, looking at the challenges, affecting Nigerians in owning a home, when we talk about owning a home, and also looking at why developers are not going into mass housing. We shall be discussing this. It promised to be an interesting conversation. Sit back, relax. I'll be back after this time out.
Housing for all is something successive governments have touted for decades. According to the World Bank, Nigeria's housing deficit has risen to a staggering 22 million units. Seman Group is committed to providing affordable and quality homes to Nigerians. The company has distinguished itself to become one of the leading players in the housing sector. Nweze Stephen Maxwell is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, a man who describes himself as a product of God's grace.
Seman Group is an indigenous company that was registered in the year 2016 and with a passion to contribute its quote in how to resolve the housing deficit in Nigeria through private and private partnership initiative.
Seman Group is inspired to facilitate the creation and promotion of the Nigerian dream, making home ownership a dream come true for many Nigerians.
One of the things that inspired Seman Group is we have looked at the current status of housing issues in Nigeria and the challenges and the suffering of the masses. And we felt that we can do something different from what others have been doing to encourage and to make sure that the people can access housing in a long-term payment pattern, in a stress-free manner, an easy way.
The company is highly equipped with young dynamic management and technical team to execute any given task in its field of endeavors.
One of the projects we've done is we have developed couples of estates within the FCT. One of the ones that have put us at the limelight is the mass housing we built at Airport Road. The mass housing we built, we call that place Sideview Estate, sitting on a large hectares of land, and it's one of the projects that have brought us to limelight. Currently, we have a mighty project that is going on currently behind Dunamis. We are constructing for civil defense staffs and other individuals who wants to have properties in Abuja, and the project is ongoing. Is sitting on about 130 hectares of land. I want to tell our prospective clients and the people out there that wants to partner with us. One of the things that drives us is integrity, being sincere and open in all our transactions. We will do all our best to make sure that people access houses in a low term and in a long term payment that will make them to be relaxed and be comfortable.
Challenges are often a breeding ground for innovation, and property developers like Seman Group are finding ingenious ways to tackle funding and other challenges. The government is also being challenged to become more flexible in its approach to lands and infrastructure allocation with an eye on the long-term benefits.
One of the challenges that we are facing is that we all know that the economy is not friendly. One of the things that is weighing us down is the ability to do our market, as in people to subscribe in a stress-free manner, and the enabling environment. The government has to create the enabling environment. Developers are the people who turns bush to cities, and the government needs to do their part to encourage developers, and not that what we have done or what we are doing, at the end of it you see so many issues rising. We are crying that there are shortage of houses in Nigeria, and the government one day or someday will carry up a bulldozer, start pulling down houses. These are the things that government need to work with the developers, genuine developers, right developers, to see that the challenges that we are facing or the hiccups we are having with the government parastatals is being resolved. And they can give us an atmosphere for us to run with speed and be able to deliver as quick as the masses needs. Yeah, 2007, at least when the present governor of Kaduna State was the minister of FCT, he encouraged mass housing. Which that I worked with one of the developers, you understand, that benefited massively in that regime through mass housing. One of the things is that government doesn't have a consistent policy that will make developers to fly on. When there is change of government, there is change of policy. So it has become a game of interest. So now the government needs to come out and let us have a stable policy that will make developers to fly on. Developers want. It's not in our interest that the masses are crying and agitating for houses. One of the essential needs of the human is having roof over your head. It will make you to be stabilized and to be focused, to work for what other things you aspired in life for. But when you don't have roof over your head, you are confused. You won't know even where you will start from and where you will go to. So government need to create the platform, you understand, for that mass housing. Like the policies we have now it's favorable mostly for the elites. It's not for the masses. So they have to bring in a platform for developers to work on. We have the passion, we have the desires, but the government is not assisting us much.
In Nigeria today, mortgage financing schemes are still very much at an infancy stage in the adoption over the years. Lack of an efficient and effective mortgage financing has remained a huge albatross on the country.
Actually, it's working in a bit, in a part. It's not working in a part. There is no civil servant in Nigeria that does not contribute to housing, national housing funds. But when they want to work with a developer, you find out that the conditions given, most of the times, does not favor the developer. Do you understand? So these are the challenges that we face on our part. People, I have so many of them. People that are on our platform that want to access homes through mortgage. They have the money there. But the conditions given. So many of the things is that they will tell you that you will get, there are some documents they will request it from developers. And you know that if some people wants to have land in Airport Road, now they will just come up with the conditions that will be very strict. That will make you thinking that a lot of people have the notions that there are issues and that will bring about problem. Many people cannot afford FCDA land. We have site in Mbura. If we want to sell plots, we want to do site and services, a plot of land there is about 20 million. Sir, that 20 million naira can a civil servant, a low average civil servant, can they afford it? You know how you work throughout your entire life to save 20 million to buy a plot of land. Then what about the blocks and other things to build the houses? Okay, if we are going to say structure, you know that they will give you the conditions of structures to be erected on the same property. And those conditions is that a block of duplex will be ranging from 80 million to 100 million. Can average civil servant have it? They can. So that is why we are going for the elite. People that have the money. But if they know, if you go to other developed countries, American, if you go to US, if you go to Dubai and all that, they take into consideration the poor masses. These are the people who drives the economy. How do we make them have access to houses? If you go around, you see them living in slums. Not that they don't want good life, they want. But giving them good life, building houses, you can see there are so many vacant houses out there. Even in mortgage. But people can't access it. When you go, people will tell you, is it because of 100,000 naira I'm earning in a month? How much do I need to contribute? Or maybe they will tell you, okay, you are going to pay 20% of initial deposit of 10 million, 20 million. When you calculate it, you just lose interest. My advice towards to the youths out there that are watching me, I want to let them know that most of us are not born with a silver spoon. You must start from somewhere and believe in yourself, believe in your God. Never give up. Be consistent in whatever you are doing. Don't accept no for an answer. And most of the things that in this country now or in the world now, that there are many youths doesn't want to struggle so much. You get it right. They don't want to struggle so much. They want to make it at all cost. But you cannot. There is no way you can get diamond easily. You have to dig. You have to work hard. If you're going to school, put all your best to make sure you come out with a flying color. If you are working already, if you're searching for a job, believe in yourself. If you want to start up on yourself, I was told someone that a few years ago I was sleeping in a bacha. I started as an electrical contractor, going to sites, searching for jobs and all that, and within a short while, I never drift away from that, my passion, from that which I want, because I've known something I've set my mind on to do, which is real estate. And I know I'm going to get there someday. So with whatever I am doing, I know where I am going to, because I know where I'm coming from. So all the youth out there, you have to be steadfast, you have to be courageous, you have to be strong, and never allow anything to drift you away from your vision.
All right, sir. We must say a very big thank you for your time on the program. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for making our time to grant us this interview out of a busy schedule. We really appreciate you. Thank you. And
You're
God
welcome.
bless you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.